Welcome back. Yesterday, we touched on a question to the President in the National Assembly about presidential remissions. The question came from the parliamentary leader of the opposition, Lindiwe Mazibuko. It dealt with the granting of presidential remission of sentences to offenders on National Freedom Day in April this year. She asked what criteria was used and also whether he had been informed of how many of those who had been released had reoffended. The President pointed out that the granting of special remission of sentences and other forms of amnesty was a worldwide practice by heads of state to commemorate special days. It was also an opportunity for offenders to turn their backs on crime.
It was to provide the sentenced offenders a second opportunity to behave, repent, and to become better and rehabilitated persons. It was meant to reduce and relieve congestion and overcrowding in correctional facilities, which currently stands at 34% above capacity. Overcrowding adversely affects the ability of any correctional system to rehabilitate, train, and secure offenders. The President granted 6 months special remission of sentence to all offenders, probators, and parolees. An additional 12 months special remission was granted to offenders who were not convicted of aggressive crimes, firearms, related crimes, sexual offenses, and drug-related crimes.
President Zuma said criminals declared dangerous by the courts and those ignoring their bail conditions were excluded. He said he had not formally been briefed yet as to how many of those who had been released had reoffended. The Minister of Correctional Service had to provide a status report by next month. A preliminary report had, however, been provided to the presidency.
A total of 114 alleged reoffenders out of the 45,033 persons who were released during the 10-week process reoffended and were rearrested. They were rearrested for crimes ranging from theft, housebreaking, assault, drugs, rape. It is unfortunate that some of them failed to positively use the opportunity granted to them. Instead, they went on to commit new crimes and caused untold pain to families and society.
The President said there had also been success stories. One released prisoner was now a manager of a pharmacy. Another was now an electrician, and this is a skill he learnt in prison. Another owns a panel beating company, also a skill learnt from correctional services.
I appeal to society to assist particularly those who will fall on hard times. They need all of us to successfully reintegrate and permanently divert them from the life of crime. In this way, we will be contributing immensely to the fight against crime in our country. I must say, Honorable Speaker, I've just given a few examples. There are more success stories, in fact, than the ones who did not succeed.
In her supplementary question, Ms. Mazibuko said South Africa had been shocked by the violent crimes committed by beneficiaries of the Special Remissions Program. She said 114 beneficiaries had reoffended and their crimes ranged from violent attacks to rape and kidnapping. She asked if the President would apologize to the victims and their families.
Now, I hear the President's telling us about the successes in the program. But this is an indictment of a program which released prisoners without any rational decision-making on an individual basis about whether or not they were suitable for parole. Will the President not concede to this House that the Special Remissions Program didn't provide for that rational decision-making and was a serious mistake, given how many people in our country have been victims of crime by reoffenders? And will he apologize today, here in this House, where he stands, to the families and the victims of those who have been so brutally affected by his decision?
I'm sure the honorable member knows that all citizens are not the same. They are different. And those who get arrested and go to prison after conviction, they are also not the same. Some indeed stop criminal life, others don't. The unfortunate thing is that they are not written in the forehead that you can see that this one is still a criminal. Even those who come out when their term ends, some don't commit crime, others do.
Order, honorable member.
We have a system which is constitutional. The President did not do anything out of the framework of the law and the Constitution.
Well, the President said he sympathized with those who had fallen victim to reoffenders, but he added Ms. Mazibuko could not expect him to apologize to the victims because all of those released had been properly screened by the prison authorities.
No, special permission will be given because it is within the framework of the Constitution. Once those who are, it is just, if I can simplify it to you, it is just like if you have your family. It's not every child that is upright and behaving. It's not. And it's not because you want it. It's not because you wanted your child to become something else. And I'm saying here we are dealing with a system, and you cannot have a perfect situation, particularly if we are dealing with former inmates or inmates.
And with that, we have run out of time. Join us again tomorrow for more news and views from Parliament. Until next time, goodbye.